Costa, also known as Chinese, actress and independent filmmaker. So today we're doing another interview with my Actress Hustle interview series. And we're featuring actress, singer, Miss Libya Pugh. How are you, Miss Libya?
Hi, everybody.
Hey. So, Miss Libya, what was your first paid acting gig?
Ooh, my first paid acting gig was at St. Louis Black Repertory.
Nice.
With Ron Himes as artistic director.
Okay.
And I did a show called, oh my God, what was it? About the Fiscal Jubilee Singers. Train is Coming.
Oh.
And I was so excited because I was in grad school. And I got a chance to go on my first professional audition. And two of the people from my school got cast. And so it was great because they gave us time off to go and do that show while I was in school. So I was able to start collecting my equity points.
Dope.
Then, which was exciting.
Okay. And what was the name of the play?
Train is Coming, about the Fisk Jubilee Singers.
Oh.
And it was a time, like, I sing now.
Right.
But it was my first opportunity to be able to sing with some amazingly talented St. Louis actors who were predominantly church singers.
Okay.
God, they can sing.
Right. Right.
And I just wasn't very intimidated, to be honest with you. I had the acting chops, I thought, because I was in training, but I wasn't quite sure about my singing chops. So just as they were uncomfortable being on stage as actors, I was just as uncomfortable being on stage as a singer at that time.
Oh, okay, right on. Okay, so how do you keep yourself motivated in between acting gigs?
Motivation is about self-determination. And I think that I'm very grateful for my mother for instilling in me the ability to just keep moving and work hard. And so I always like to create. And if I'm not creating, I feel like I'm not connected to the earth. So, like with you, Miss China, how we did the For the Love of Earrings video.
Oh, yeah.
I just watched today on the train and was like, oh my God. It was like
so much fun.
Years ago, and it's so innovative. So if you go check it out, it's on
YouTube.
On YouTube, For the Love of Earrings.
Yeah.
I love to work and create with people. I love to collaborate.
Okay.
And so I just was doing that. And sometimes out of doing that, when you move, things come to you, I believe.
Right
so
on.
I was moving and creating in between. The money wasn't necessarily there, thank God for unemployment.
Yes.
But at least the artistic desire to create in between those jobs. And a wise woman, Asa Lovechild, said, you can't wait for somebody to discover you. You have to go out there and discover yourself.
Dope.
So I remember reading that on my board. Remember, people used to sign into the board. And so I would read these quotes of my friends and be inspired. Little did they know that I was using that selfishly to have them inspire me. So you had some things on there. Don't let your past choke your future.
Right.
Yeah. See.
Oh.
So those types of things. My friends, writing, people that I've met, other artists who are doing things out there on the internet, social media. You get inspired, and so in between time, I was just trying to stay inspired and do things in order to be out there, to get my name out there, to get things out there, to make something happen before I leave this earth.
Right on. Okay, so which moments or what moment did you know you want to pursue acting as a profession?
I always knew it ever since I was a little girl.
Oh, okay.
I actually wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to do performing arts, I'll say that. I knew I wanted to be in the performing arts since I was a little girl because my mom is a consummate clown. And so I was constantly around an actress who was a teacher and a motivator, and she pushed me into the performing arts. As a matter of fact, I took ballet when I was young, and I loved it. I wanted to be a ballerina so bad. But then softball seemed, because it was popular, and I was going to the softball games, I started playing softball. So I put dancing on hold, and then I started singing karaoke with my mom. We got a karaoke machine, and then I knew I just wanted to sing with Prince.
Rest in peace.
And I had up until that point, but still I have hope because I think there's still a way to sing with Prince. Because we have new technology now.
Right.
So I just knew I wanted to do something in the performing arts. I'm not just acting. I'm doing those things from my childhood that I always wanted to do because if it's in you, I don't think there's any way you could really fight it.
Okay.
And if you fight it, you fight yourself.
Okay. So did you develop your acting skills in college and/or single classes or workshops?
All of the above, and by watching people on stage.
Respect.
And by doing it.
Okay.
By having the opportunity to do it. So all of that, every form and fashion of the arts helped to form it for me.
Okay, so name a play, an on-screen project in which you feel you delivered an A+ performance in your heart of hearts.
The Bluest Eye.
Right on.
By Toni Morrison, adapted by Lydia Diamond, because that play really affected my life.
Okay.
And I could relate to Claudia in so many ways. I remember reading that book in grad school for the first time.
Okay.
And I could absolutely relate to Claudia, and to have the opportunity to audition for her. I knew when I read it, that was like, they're doing The Bluest Eye. They're not doing that play without me.
Right.
And so, because Claudia was that defiant type of character who always saw the opposite of what society was trying to tell her she was.
Okay.
And that was always me as a kid. So that was me just playing me.
Okay.
Girl. So I got a chance to go back to my childhood, and really, honestly, it wasn't my craft that did it. It was my experience that did it for me. For that role.
Respect. Is there an on-screen project in which you delivered an A+ performance?
I wish there were more opportunities for me to say that. So I don't really have a lot to choose from. Okay. Although I would say that Michael Palmer's Platinum Wigs.
Yes, she was hilarious.
Where he wrote this beautiful characters, and Marva in particular. And what I love is that Michael gave me the opportunity to play that character without even auditioning. And usually those are the best characters for me, because I feel like that's a part of my manifest destiny, my manifestation.
Yes.
And I want to play the roles that people don't normally. I remember you saying to me, like, Miss Libya, why don't you play a sexy part? Like, you're always playing these old ladies. I think I was manifesting old
You're like the
ladies.
Cicely Tyson of the 21st century.
But then this role I just played, I played a reality TV show, star with blonde hair and a blonde wig.
There it
is. It was like nothing I've ever done before. The very thing you were saying, I had the opportunity to do it, and it was so much fun because she was like Marva. She was Marva.
Right.
She was just a younger version of Marva in the contemporary era. It's always that Marva character inside of me because I have funny women in my
And what type of character was Marva? Just to give us an insight.
Marva was like Avery, the character that I just played. Marva was a 80-year-old mother of a daughter whose husband left her for another man, living in Coney Island with her daughter. And like Sophia in Golden Girls,
she was so dope, y'all. She just slayed the funny.
And is that Michael wrote? She said anything. And I love those characters where you can just get away with saying and the delivery, because I grew up around those types of characters.
Right.
I grew up in the South with old people.
Yeah.
My grandmother raised me.
Okay.
So it was partly my grandfather. Real Marvel was my grandfather.
Okay.
Drag.
I loved it. Okay, so name a play, an on-camera project in which you delivered a C- performance.
Ooh, okay. That's easy. I would say Dreams of Sarah Breedlove, adapted.
It was a play or a film?
It was a play, I'm sorry. It was a play at the Goodman Theater. And I don't know why Regina cast me in this role. Because I saw myself as actually Alelia Walker, which is Madam C.J. Walker's daughter.
I see that too.
Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah.
But the thing was, Alelia was a darker-skinned woman. Okay. So, even though some people can play Nina Simone, just gonna say it. Blackface. I was unwilling. I'm sure Regina Taylor was unwilling to put me in blackface, or even she didn't even call me in for that role because she was looking for somebody who had dark skin. Sure. It would be an insult.
Sure.
So although I was that spirit of that character, I think she cast me as the daughter, the adopted granddaughter May, who was I could play it, but I just felt like it was like kind of putting me in a I don't know. Maybe it was the writing. I'll take full responsibility, but that's the one.
Respect.
And
what about it? Any on-screen project that you feel like delivered a C- performance?
On screen.
On screen.
You know, I would probably, because I haven't done much, but I would say probably my first job, my first Law and Order episode, because I was unprepared for what it's like to be on film. Okay. Like, it was like, I've been on camera, but I just I haven't done enough. Okay. So I had about 18 takes. You know, I look back at that episode and I still know the lines in my head. And every time it comes on, I'm like, no, Libya, I'm directing. I'm like, you said that line too fast. Why are you walking so fast? Like, still trying to direct myself. Although that's what I love about theater is that you can get it right the next day. Yes. You can come back and you can get it right the next day. Yes. You do it that night. You got one shot. Right. You know, you got 17 takes, but they don't do 17 takes in film. Right.
Okay, so if you could inhabit a widely known character in a biopic, who would that person be, and why?
I have to say Nina Simone. I know that she's darker. I would do it. I would like to do it with or Abby Lincoln. Okay. Both. Okay. Too. But Nina, because I understand. I feel like as an artist, I understand in this day and age what she was trying to say. The artists are here to reflect the time, and it was Nina that really put it into perspective when I heard her interviews and she was talking about backlash on black people who stood up against the system of oppression. And I see that happening now. I see backlash. I see myself saying things that I get backlashed from, getting fired recently for standing up for myself as a black woman, because you can't say the same things that a white man can say, because obviously if Donald Trump was a black woman, this was not going on so long. Yeah. So I understand her, and I would love to do a one-woman show really about Nina Simone, or Shirley Chisholm is another one. And
but you say Abby Lincoln?
Shirley Chisholm, but Abby Lincoln, because Abby's music, and I am an actor and a singer like Abby, and Abby too, as well, like Nina, has some important things to say about spirituality, which I'm really deeply involved in, and about politics. Okay. And she was a poet.
Dope. Okay, so if you could work with a film director, who would that person be?
A film director.
One film director. Who would that person be? And what is your favorite film by that director?
You know, that's a hard one for me because I'm so not in the world of directors and film, and I should be. And I'm afraid to even answer this question because I feel like and the first person that comes to mind for me in a very, I don't know why I say Clint Eastwood.
Respect. I mean, I did love Mystic River. I mean, I love Mystic River. It was dope.
Is one of my favorite movies.
Me too.
Because it deals with something and I'm not a parent, but to see, I wish there were more movies about black people like that, you know. Sure. And there are movies out there, independent. I wish I could say an independent black director, and this shows me my ignorance of directors when it comes to film and television. He is the first. And I think about the new people out there, Anna, and all the ones who are doing great things, who I would love to work with. But he comes to mind because he's been around. He's been in my life. He's an '80s guy. Right. So he started off in the movies and he started doing these amazing films. And I always thought, wow, that would be. These films really touch the heart of humanity, and they're so different and unique and inspiring stories, and it's like nothing I've ever heard of. So he would be one that I would love to
Clint Eastwood
learn from.
Okay, so what type of acting hustle incomes do you take on in between acting gigs? Like, what type of hustles do you take on to sustain yourself when you're not involved in an acting project?
Now, or throughout my life, just anyone. Singing and doing shows, but actually, because that doesn't make money. But the ones that make money, teaching. I'm a substitute teacher.
And what subject matter? What subject?
Well, I acted different ones. I
Okay.
get hired off to go to different ones. But this recent assignment, which I was let go from about 4 days ago, was as an assistant to a dean.
Okay.
So I walked the halls and I basically stepped into class and made sure the teachers, they needed support. And I really enjoy working with children. So that, a number of odd jobs. Just readings here, they pay you here.
Okay.
Readings there. A couple gigs on television here and there. Waitressing.
Okay. So basically, anything that's your non-artistic hustles will be teaching and waitressing.
Yeah, but teaching is kind of artistic.
Oh,
you
that's
gotta
true.
go in there and you kind of gotta be a character. I mean, no, you really do. Like, no, people are like, no, I was doing this. I gotta show you this. So Sophia, I was showing Sophia. I went, it's really good. What is that? And she was like, oh my God, that is so good. I've been doing improv with kids so much. And teaching theater to students. This particular job I wasn't, but for 7 months last year I was doing it. Then I started to show them, so I was able to practice improv, which I was always pretty horrible at. And so I got a chance to actually go to school again by teaching students and having to do those same exercises I've been doing all through grad school, and
Yeah.
So that was a gift, really, actually.
So is that one of your favorite hustles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I do. I love it. Because children are the best actors. They're the best. They're so fun. They're better than me, hands down. I'm like, I can't do this. This is my turn to get up for improv. I can't do what they're doing. Like, I keep repeating the same improv. They don't know it.
Right.
Because I can't think of anything new.
Right.
They're so good. Their comic timing is just beautiful. I wish I had it.
Well, Libya is very funny, y'all, so don't let her fool you, okay? She's hilarious naturally. Okay, so what are you currently working on?
I am here at Lava, which is a space for creation, art gallery, and I am trying to save this place, to be honest with you. We have about 2 months left on the lease, and we're trying to bring artists in here to use the space to rehearse, use the space to meet, use the space to do a reading, however you can imagine the space, open mic. We have things here. We have an outside area. And so the next 2 months is me working on Lava to save it. So if anybody out there wants to come through 116 Mount Vernon Avenue in Mount Vernon, Metro North to Mount Vernon West, we're here on the weekends. That, along with I'm about to perform at Joe's Pub on July 1st for Canada Day.
Nice.
I was asked to sing the song Here by Lisa Cara because she was Canadian. She's Canadian, I didn't know it.
Okay.
And that's all I got going on right now, trying to work on Lava and this gig, and working with Jay Keys in the studio. He has a new album coming out. So I want to write. I want to take some time to write. I want to go to Florida and take a break from New York because I need to get out of here for a minute.
Okay.
I don't know if that was too much information.
No, that's fine. Okay, I have I'm throwing a new question in there. What's your most prominent project you've ever done?
The most prominent project I've ever done, I will have to say, probably the one-woman show that I wrote for children about Harlem.
Oh.
That I performed in Chicago at libraries and schools because it was a time.
What was the title of it?
Traveling Shoes.
Oh,
after
cute.
the song that Sweet Honey in the Rock sang, "Traveling shoes, Lord, got on my traveling shoes." And that song was about the migration of Southern blacks into the major cities of Chicago and St. Louis and New York, and specifically dealing with the Harlem Renaissance, because I thought I want to write a play for children to tell history about black people and a migration. What can I talk about? Who am I? Oh, I'm an artist. Let's write about the Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah.
And so I never heard of it when I was in school.
Right.
So I started doing research, and I got a grant And I think that's why that was the most prominent, because I got the grant. I got people hired. I got marketing. I did the marketing, and I got hired, and I made money. But I made money. I made $8,000.
There's an idea.
I made $8,000, and that's why I was like, I can do that. You know, it's just funny because I didn't even say Congo Square, which is a great accomplishment, which is a theater company I was a part of. But I think that was the first time after Congo Square that I was able to do something all on my own, and it gave me, it let me know that I can do this.
Yes.
And it was so rewarding because the children, I was afraid because I didn't know if I could be up there for 45 minutes with children.
Right. Right.
Talk about some,
that's the toughest audience.
Toughest audience, but they loved it, and I made sure I had music and dance, and I did call and response, and I pulled them on stage, and it went beautifully, and I'm very happy that I got a chance, and now I live in Harlem.
There you go.
So I wrote myself. That's really the culmination of me moving into Harlem after having written about the Harlem Renaissance. It's like I wrote myself into that space. I never dreamed of living in Harlem. I just wanted to write about Harlem. And here I am.
There it is. So, Miss Libya, how can people reach you online?
That's a great question. I wish I had a card to hold up like this.
I'll put it in the description section.
Okay. So you can reach me online. My Facebook is Libya Pugh, LIBYAPUGH. That's also my page. It's in capitals. My Instagram is LibyaVPugh, and my Twitter is Wonder Womb with a B, man. And my email is my name at Gmail. So those are different ways to reach me, and I look forward to hearing from some of you.
Is there a website for your lava?
Yes, www.liveartvisualart.com.
Now, Miss Libya is a ridiculous, stupid, crazy, talented singer. She privileged me to sing in my movie Dark Seed. So you guys get a chance to experience that whenever you get a chance to see Dark Seed. So, Miss Libya, can you take us home with some singing?
What did I say I was going to sing? Sure. All right, I'm going to sing whatever comes out. Oh. I was born by the river in a little tent, just like a river. I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come.